Hi everybody and welcome to Heel Heat. My name is George Coles and on this episode we're doing an unboxing. The topic of the unboxing, another delivery from my good friend Chris Altabello at Country Road Comics from his auctions. You can check him out on Facebook. There will be a link in the description for his Facebook page, which from there you can see where you could go to the different auctions. He runs one on his page on Sunday nights. There's one he does on the Experience on Tuesday nights, and one he does on Comic Book Shopping Network on Wednesday afternoons. All great shows. I try to tune into all three of them. Wednesday comes on right about when I'm getting off of my shoot job, so there is some of that. I will give a disclaimer. You're not going to see me take these out of the packaging because this is my second go around shooting this video. I already shot this video, I already took them out of their protective casing, and then I realized my microphone wasn't on. So I have a whole video of doing the original unboxing with no audio. So I am reshooting this. That's why you will see the box is already open. They're not wrapped in cellophane, they're not wrapped in bubble wrap. They were originally. If you see my other videos with Chris's stuff, you know he does an immaculate job of packing his shipments and making sure your comics get to you. So you're not going to have to see me go through that. Maybe it'll make the video faster, more enjoyable. But I just wanted to give you that proclaimer. I will also say there's going to be a run in the beginning of this because I did kind of put them in a little bit of an order after I did open it because I thought the video was good. But anyway, let's jump right in and you'll see why I named the video what I did in the thumbnail. First up, Uncanny Avengers number 1. Get used to hearing Uncanny Avengers because you're about to see a lot of them. This was a really fun series. I remember reading this. I believe I read my cousin's versions of this. They had all these. And I really enjoyed it, so I wanted to grab these, as many as I could. Next up, Uncanny Avengers number 2. Like I said, you're about to see a solid run of them, probably about 15 or so. Uncanny Avengers number 3. Another one in the run. Really fun books, I'm telling you. If you guys haven't checked this out, I know there's at least trade paperbacks where you could get it cheaply, or you could probably find most of these books in your dollar bins locally. It's a good story arc. I enjoy it. Here we go. Uncanny Avengers number 4. I know. It gets tiring seeing the same grouping over and over again. This is a really awesome cover. I really enjoy this one. Uncanny Avengers number 5. And they're all great covers, don't get me wrong. This is a really awesome Thor cover here. Uncanny Avengers number 6. Now we're getting into another one. Uncanny Avengers number 7. This one's from Fantasia Comics and Records in Charlottesville, Virginia. I wonder if it's still open. This is a new enough comic book that it probably is. Although that bag looks rather old, so that might be a recycled bag. But I'm gonna check that out when I go back to my room. I'm gonna check out and see if there is still a comic book shop that is open. Now, coming from that, I know there's 2 versions of this. I think there are actually 2 different runs. Uncanny Avengers number 8. And now I really got to look at this. Are these all the same run? Or are they 2 different runs? Anyway. These all look to be the same. This one might be different because it has different writers than the others. So I'm going to set that aside here. That's interesting. Now we have Uncanny Avengers number 8. And you'll see what got me on that march there. Uncanny Avengers number 8. So as you can see, two different Uncanny Avengers 8. I definitely know now it is two different runs. I didn't know they had two runs of the Uncanny Avengers. Oh well. No big deal. Here we are with Uncanny Avengers number 9. We skip ahead a bit to Uncanny Avengers number 14. Uncanny Avengers number 17, a cool Captain America themed cover. Uncanny Avengers number 18. Uncanny Avengers number 19. I don't think I've read this one. That's a cool Kang cover though. I really enjoy that. Uncanny Avengers 21. Another really cool cover on that one. Uncanny Avengers 22. Again, a lot of Kang in these. Now, that's the last of the Uncanny Avengers run, so in total we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 Uncanny Avenger books. Now you see why the thumbnail says Avengers Initiative. Next up, we get a cover B for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 127. The first Venus de Milo on the cover. Second cameo of Venus de Milo. A newer Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles character. I'm a big Turtles fan, so that's a cool book in my opinion. I really love this cover. This is a Amazing Spider-Man number 1, Legacy number 895. And this is a really cool Mary Jane and Black Cat cover. I really like that cover. That's an awesome book in my opinion. Next up we have Superman Special number 1, Escape from Dinosaur Island. And this one, yep, that's exactly what I thought. This is a special book because of what's on the back. This is a Dynamic Forces Incorporated has issued a certificate of authenticity. This copy of Superman Special number 1 as one of a special limited series of 100 copies signed by Mark Russell. And this is number 19. If you check it out right here is the Mark Russell signature. Really cool book in my opinion. Next up we have Killer Be Killed number 16 from Image. I really dig that cover. Sometimes I just buy comic books because I like the look of the cover. Animal Man number 3. Another really rad looking cover. The Sentry number 1. This is a limited series. This isn't the first run of the Sentry. I think this is 2016-ish, 2013 maybe. Well, we got the Sentry number 1. And from that same run, the Sentry number 4. Sentry's a cool character. A lot of people just write him off as a Superman clone, but there's a lot more depth to it. Next up, we get Hitman number 27. This is a good Garth Ennis book. If you like Garth Ennis' work, Hitman was always a good run on that. Uncanny X-Men number 392. I opened this earlier. It's bagged on the inside here, and it has a CD for Marvel Comics proprietary internet browser. So yeah, that's pretty funny. I didn't even remember that was a thing. Next up we have Doctor Strange Last Days of Magic number 1. I believe this is a one-shot or it's part of just a small mini-series. I really dig the cover there. It's a bigger book. I kind of dig that. Next up we get Velvet number 8, and this is an Image Comics comic book. Secret Lives of Dead Men. I dig that cover. She kind of gives me a vibe of a cross between Rogue and maybe if Rogue was a SHIELD agent, maybe that's what she would look like. Next up, we have Green Lantern and the New Guardians, #1 from the New 52 run. I really dig that cover, the different Guardians fighting against each other on it. That's really cool in my opinion. Next up, I know I have another one of these somewhere, but it's just a really cool comic and a really cool book. I like what Scout Comics has been putting out recently. They put out some really fun stuff. Gut Ghost #1. If you haven't read this, check it out. It's a little bit on the weird side, but weird is cool every now and again. Next up, we have BATTLEWORLD's INHUMANS Atlian Rising, #5. And this is a cool cover with Black Bolt coming to untie Medusa, who's under marionette strings. That's pretty awesome. Next up, we have Mockingbird #1. I really like the fact that they are teasing Mockingbird in the Hawkeye series. She's someone, I know we've seen her, and I thought her portrayal on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was really good. So I'd like to see more of her, hopefully coming in the next releases of the MCU. We get Batwing #2. I really dig this cover. This is a really fun cover. I love the Bat Family. Star Wars #6. This is a really cool, I keep saying this over and over again, really cool, just a Luke Skywalker cover. Kind of neat. He has a yellow lightsaber, one that you don't necessarily associate with him. This one's a somewhat of a key. Hercules #1. This is the first Hercules solo series. So yeah, pretty cool book there. We get Moon Knight #8 with a cool Moon Knight and Captain America cover. We don't see Moon Knight and Captain America teaming up much, so that's a cool cover to have. Moon Knight from a different run, #11. And that's another cool Moon Knight cover. If you like Moon Knight, stay to the end because the last one I have, you're going to like. Philadelphia #3. I've said it before, I'm from a suburb of Philadelphia, a little town called West Bristol. So being there and knowing all the history of Philadelphia, seeing what looks to be kind of a George Washington vampire, I didn't know this series existed. I'm probably going to check this out, and if I like it, maybe get 1 and 2 and see what else is out there. Now these next two are what we call slabs or graded comic books, both from CGC. First up, we get Catwoman #4 from the 2018 run. This is an Artgerm variant. If you're not familiar with Artgerm, he is a fantastic artist. His covers are so great, and they're usually really sought after. This is a really cool book, really beautiful drawing he did here with Catwoman on the cover. I mean, that just looks like a really classic black and white photo. And this is rated at a 9.6. On the back, we get a DC Lego Supervillains, which is a really cool game. If you haven't played it, I know you can probably pick it up for around $15. Pick it up, it's fun, especially if you like the Lego games. Now, last but not least, this is the big one. What I would say the heavy hitter of the group, my favorite book out of all of these. This is Moon Knight #1 from 1980. This is the first Moon Knight solo series, and it's also the first appearance of Raoul Bushman. This is a 9.4 for a Moon Knight #1. Check that out. How cool is that? A 43-year-old comic book in that good of a condition. That just looks awesome. It's so rad with Moon Knight and the different versions of Moon Knight down on the bottom. I really enjoy that. Moon Knight's a character I'm glad, and that there's the back of this one. Ties in too. Lego. I didn't even realize that. 2 Lego back pages, but Moon Knight, I'm glad he's finally getting some of the respect. I always thought he was a cool character. A lot of people write him off as just a Batman clone, which there's a lot of elements of Batman there, but I think he's totally different than Batman in my opinion, so I've always enjoyed him. With all that being said, another awesome haul of comic books. I can't say thank you enough to Chris Altabello, Country Road Comics. You're a great dude. You've always done well by me. You've always had my back. You've given me some great deals. I've been able to pick up some really great comic books. Ones that I've wanted for a while, like that Moon Knight there. Others, like the Avengers, that I've not wanted as long, but I like to run just to get readers. I do enjoy reading comic books, so some of these you may see me pick up are not very expensive comic books, but they're more for me to read. But yeah, if you like this, if you want to check out Chris's page, I definitely highly recommend it. He is a great guy. He runs a great show. There's no shenanigans. It's all quality. He's got great books. He's had some massive books come up through his show. He's had a lot of very, very cool first appearances. Very sought after comic books that have been on the show. I mean, as you can see, that Moon Knight is one it's cooled off a little bit just recently, but it's been in high demand over the past couple of years. Check him out. Please go over there and check it out. Again, his Facebook page is going to be in my description here. With all that being said, my name is George Coles, and it's been another Heel Heat unboxing.